the Global Health Track came into being. Ken Gilbert and Ruth Gilbert, and Ken and I had talked a lot. And Ken really birthed the idea for the health track, and Bob and I at a Guardian meeting, much to George Walter's disappointment when they asked who's interested in going, Bob and I stood up and there was George's income base for his house. But we had a wonderful time in the health track.
What was some memorable
well,
times
Egypt
with
was
the
the
health
first place we went to, and of course schistosomiasis was the major health issue there. And they were already working on finding water, and we realized that that was a key thing to have happen. And so we did what we could to enable, while teaching the health caretakers, we also did calls in Bene Swift to do what we could to help water get discovered. And of course, that's one of the greatest victories of that whole experience was we weren't there when they finally hit water, but having found water gave an economic income stream to the village as well as health. And so that was the key victory for Egypt. Then the World's Fair, the World's Human Development Fair was bubbling in Joe's mind, and we went to Brussels to have a debriefing with Joe, and Joe decided that we needed to go to Korea next. So we went to Gwangyangil, and the key issue there was skin disease. So we built the bathhouse. One funny story is Bob spent 4 days trying to split this boulder. We wanted to do the foundation for the bathhouse. I think it took over a year to finally get the bathhouse completed, but that was our symbolic issue. We wanted to get the footprint of the bathhouse done, and there was this big boulder in the middle. And Bob spent 2 days trying to break up this boulder. And this old elder in the village watched Bob for 2 days. And finally, he comes over to Bob. He has a little chisel thing. He puts it in this one little crack, and he hits that chisel, and the boulder just falls apart. So Bob bows his gratitude. That was a funny story. And there was Jung Min was at that from that village, and we became friends during that time. George Holcomb was there. It was a wonderful village to be in. We stayed with the family. And from there, we decided, we went to Hong Kong, and we decided as a team to split up, and Ruth and Bob went to Africa, and Ken and I and Karen Boone went to the Philippines. No, Karen went to Africa. Who came with us? Another person joined us and came with us to the Sutungan. And Marshall Jones was doing his film Sutungan at the time we were there. So that was 2 things going on. We trained village health caretakers, one of whom I'm still in communication with. I provided scholarship for both of her children to go through college. And,
what's her name?
Parita Ibanez. And her daughter Argentina is an industrial engineer in the Philippines, in Cebu. And her son is a computer programmer currently working in Saudi Arabia. And so I was, and Parita is still doing village health caretaking in Sutunga.
What are other highlights of your time as a part of this ecumenical family order?
We spent a lot of time after the global trek. Most of our time was then in Kemper,